Today's guest on Supernormalize is Banya Lim, a multi-generational healer and energy coach with 3 decades in acupuncture and oriental medicine. Banya's Chi Mastery system brings together somatic practices, energy awareness, meditation, and the Meridian system to help people clear what holds them back and align with what they want in life, in relationships, in health, and in business. Banya's story is powerful. After losing her health and finances and sense of purpose, she healed a severe gastrointestinal condition on herself and depression in 6 months and rebuilt her life using the very principles that she now teaches. Today, we talk about the practices that she teaches, how they all interrelate, and how basically we live in a co-creation sort of system that when you get hooked up on the wrong thing, it causes issues in the body. And then she talks about how to identify that and how to move those things on. So make sure you stay towards the end of the show to learn all of that information on with the show.
Subscribe.
Welcome to Supernormalize, Banya Lim. Banya, I'm interested to hear your story about your evolution, the change that you've been through, the connection you have to your body, and then to healing people's bodies. I think this is going to be a really good story. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, CJ.
Yeah. So what first stirred your calling to become a spiritual acupuncturist and energy coach? And how did that evolve into Chi Mastery system? I mean, that's quite a big thing to say that you're a spiritual acupuncturist in the first place. So you must use your intuition a lot.
Yes, I came from a long line of healers within my family. My mom was an acupuncturist. She always talked about how important it is to bring back the ancient tradition of acupuncture. She always said that the spiritual aspect of acupuncture has been lost in modern treatment, modern method. And traditionally, she always talked about how spiritual aspect was base of acupuncture. Actually, acupuncture was actually one of the methods to reach enlightenment. It's as strange as it sounds. It was part of trying to open up our energy channels and energy meridians within our body to reach, have awareness and have an awakening. And she believed that that part has been lost in modern science, modern tradition. She also talked about you are not only treating the body, the person is not just the body, it's mind, body, and spirit. Unless you delve into all 3 parts all at the same time, you're not really truly doing the healing. A lot of things my mom told me when I was young and also watching her practice, I really got to understood by me while I start practicing as an acupuncturist. When you're hearing things like that as a kid, a lot of things really don't make sense. And also if you yourself haven't really experienced things, you don't really get to understand, that information doesn't become yours. When you experience, I really believe that when you experience that, that information becomes yours, truly yours. Otherwise, it is just staying as information. So when I start practicing,
Yeah, so it takes the mastery.
Yes.
Yeah. And did your mum teach you any techniques that helped you to develop your spiritual and intuitive side to be able to connect to that understanding as well?
Well, she taught me, oh my gosh, she taught me so much about body, life, the world, earth, the universe, everything. But I wanted to really bring back that spiritual aspect of how it used to practice back in thousands of years ago in Asia. And even to this point, I'm trying to bring back that part of a spiritual aspect. So the 2 things happened. I became an acupuncturist. I practiced oriental medicine, acupuncture. So I started incorporating this part of emotion, energy, and everything else. And at the same time, right before I started practicing acupuncture, I actually myself has been suffering from many different ailments. Main one was depression, the other was IBS, and also a lot of colitis, which is a gastrointestinal condition. And it was very serious. And I went to the brink of getting surgeries, but surgeries really don't do anything. You just manage it. I remember one of the physicians actually told me that you're gonna if you make it through this, even if you make it through this, you're gonna have to deal with this for the rest of your life. I have to tell you this, I'm over 50 years old right now. I'm more healthy now than back in when I was 20s, going through all these things. I really saw things so clearly, how the connection between mind, body, and spirit in my own experience. When I got to really experience that, and when I got to really truly understand what that is, healing started to take place in my body. So all the things that I was suffering back then, I don't have any of that right now. So gastrointestinal issues with acupuncture is something that I can treat anybody with that condition. So that's one part. The second part of my journey as an acupuncturist, I realized that there's such an intricate connection between emotion and the body. Acupuncture is based on two major theories, yin and yang theories and five element theories. Yin and yang theories basically talking about there's no such a thing, there's things in the universe that exist has to have a counterpart. One cannot exist without the other. It's like darkness, light, up, down, female, left side, right side, whatever they might be. Everything has to be in their counterbalancing and also counter interacting one another. I don't know if you've seen a symbol with this sign in the middle of the circle. That's yin and yang. Five element is water, metal, so on. The five elements, everything can be applied to this. What I mean is there are five emotions, five specific colors, five directions, five tastes, five everything. And each element has connection to organs, and each organ has a connection to emotions. So when you have excessive emotion, and if you go having specific emotion for a long while, it will start affecting your organs in a negative way. For example, wood is one of the elements. Wood's organ is liver and gallbladder. And liver and gallbladder's emotion is anger. So when you have a excessive anger issue, it will start damaging your liver and gallbladder. Interestingly, liver and gallbladder. I don't know if you ever seen the acupuncture points with all the lines in the body. Have you ever seen the
Yeah, I
dog?
have. Yeah, I used to get treated by an acupuncturist.
Yes. So liver and gallbladder meridians runs the side of the body. Those are the only two organs runs on the side. This is why when you have a lot of anger, you sometimes put your hands on the side because you're unknowingly trying to protect the meridians. And how can we heal liver and gallbladder that's related to anger? Of course, if you can be able to work on and managing your anger, that will be the best. But there are many different ways to work on it or heal it. You can work on it with the color. You can work on it with the direction. You can work on it with the taste. You can work on it by just going to very specific points or organ or meridians with the needles, which you have to get a treatment from acupuncturist to open up the meridians. So there's a direct correlation between emotion and organs and the body and energy and so on. So when I start practicing acupuncture 30 years ago, so I start sharing this information with my clients because I feel like we were on the same boat. Like I don't know anything much more than my clients. So I told them like I remember one specific example. A client came to me with the back pain and he actually went through all kinds of different treatments, but no one can figure out what was wrong with him. All the images shows come out as normal, but he had a legitimate pain on his back, and it's along the line of kidney and bladder. So I just mentioned it to him that there is a correlation between fear and these specific meridians. And then when he stopped and then told me, yeah, when I had this pain, when it started, I had a fear. I was under a lot of fear about losing my marriage. My wife wanted to get divorced, and I was very, very scared. So from then on, I just share with the people, and also people are the ones who start giving me information and the connection between emotion and the body.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I've had some treatments myself. I used to see an acupuncturist in Sydney when I used to live down there, and I specifically sought out an acupuncturist because I thought that was the only way I could time. I can't read Chinese, and all I could read on the side of the building was acupuncturist. So I went to this acupuncturist, and she was fantastic. And I saw her for like nearly 5 years, and then she disappeared. And I was seeing another doctor, and he said that she was a specialist in gynecology acupuncture. But she knew how to treat me anyway, right? Because she could actually, she could feel the rhythms in the pulse. She could identify the way things work intuitively. And she worked on me fantastically. She cured everything for me. It's like so fast. And I was totally surprised, but also not at the same time because, it's very old medicine. What core truth about the body and energy sits at the heart of your work?
That our bodies are continuously communicating with us, and we are continuously getting the cues, but we haven't learned to listen. We haven't learned to listen to our body's way of communicating. So we just have to relearn how to listen and communicate with our bodies.
Is there any method to that?
Yeah, so earlier I told you about 5 yin and yang theories and 5 element theories, right? So it's actually really about utilizing our intuition. And intuition is something that we haven't really honored, growing up. If we have any questions, no adults will stop and tell us, well, listen to your body. What is your inner gut is telling you? No one really told us that. So we end up trusting things outside of us rather than what's going on inside. So when we tap into our intuition, it will continue to tell us what to eat, where to go, who to talk to, and so on. And when I say relearn, you know what? When you go to Google, look for 5 element charts based on acupuncture. There are a whole bunch of them that's out there. When you see it, it applies to everything. So let's say if you want to work on liver and gallbladder. Liver and gallbladder's emotion is anger. And if you look at all the list of charts, it applies to the color, direction, and so on. Liver and gallbladder wood's direction is east. It's a base of Feng Shui. And one funny story, not one funny story. This is something keep occurring. If someone has issue, if someone has condition that has to be addressed in the liver, their east side of the house is very messy. So by just clearing that area, you can change and shift the energy.
Wow. Okay.
That's the direction. The color is green. When you wake up in the morning, when you just follow your intuition, follow your instinct, sometimes it guides you to wear certain types of clothes. I'm sure you experience that. I'm sure a lot of people experience it. You don't know why, but you get drawn to this shirt that you normally don't wear. But you just want to wear it. It just feels right that day. That's your body's way of saying, this is the most harmonizing color for you to wear. Because color also creates different energy within the body. It's like words and sound, everything, like Dr. Emoto's water crystal experiment. I don't know if you heard of it.
Yeah, I know about it.
But also color, that too. Then the base of a five element chart. And you can work on it with the taste and so on. And you can look at the list of the chart that I recommended for you to look at. You can do that with anything that applies to you.
Okay, so it's more than just listening to the body. It's also listening to what the universe is feeding back to you about what you need.
Yeah, but our bodies talk to us in so many different ways. We get insights.
Okay.
We get drops of inspiration. Wanting to wear a green color shirt, and it just feels good doing that. That's your body's way of communicating with you. And when you clean up the east side of the house, you don't know why. You just feel lighter. And also, whatever the condition that you're going through, you just don't know why it gets better. And that is about following the intuition of the body.
I had an issue with my other workplace where I was having lots of challenges and everything. I went to a Chinese, like a Feng Shui practitioner, and we talked a little bit, and she said, "Oh, you need to do this," and said, grab this item, this item, this item, this item, put them in these places in your house and watch what happens. And I put them all in the right places. And that was it. It's all I had to do. Instantly, everything stopped. It was like short-circuiting the channel of all of the bizarre energy that was causing trouble at my work.
Yes.
She said you needed to balance your home space to make that work. And I was like, wow, okay,
Yeah.
this is totally...
Yeah, if you know that you are more than just this physical body, there is energy. We call in Asian culture, we call it qi or ki or gi.
Yes.
That's what's directing and circulating within your body. And also you are made out of qi or energy. And also you are more than your body. I think that's beginning of everything that we are trying to be aware of.
What are the primary pillars of the Chi Mastery system and how do they work together?
So 3, utilizing your intuition and trusting your body, and also whatever's happening in your life and in your body is the gateway to where you're trying to go. Oftentimes it could be pain, it could be tension, it could be constriction within the body. It's all gateway to answer that you are seeking. First, developing your intuition. Second, honoring your body. Third, knowing that everything occurring in your body is the doorway to answer you're looking for. Not just the physical issues, but whatever reaction that you have. Let that be anxiety, let that be tension, let that be worries, let that be certain things that you are thinking about, whatever that you're giving a lot of energy to. Oftentimes, we do 3 things. We either, especially that what we are feeling emotionally or physically, we're trying to get rid of it or trying to suppress it, or we judge it. When we do any of these 3 or all 3, we're giving power to it. And when we
So this really does concentrate on, concentrate on living in a co-creative sort of space.
Yes.
How do you sorry, you go.
Go ahead.
How do you assess someone's energetic baseline from the start?
How do you assess someone's energy baseline?
Yeah.
Well, there are many different ways to do this. Objectively, I check people's pulse, but Chi Master System is actually, it's a more of a mentor and coaching program. I do most of it online. Of course, I cannot check the pulse. So we start with whatever people are focusing on. And it's good to start with whatever they are consumed by. It could be worries or fears. And third is what they want. We can start from any of these 3. And then whatever you're feeling, energetically, whatever you're feeling, there is a zip code within the body. So for example, one dominant feeling that you have is I'm not good enough. There's a location of this energy within the body. And
So is there a whole map that you have
yeah.
for that?
Yes. And there's a way to work with this energy to get health, what you're looking for, and achieve what you want. Especially when there's kind of discomfort that happens within us. It could be emotionally, like I'm not good enough. And it's negative thought and it's keep going in your mind. Or you might have, let's say pain on your arm. It's keep consuming your energy. It's very hard for you to focus anything else. Right? One or the other is, like I said, it's the gateway to where you want to go. So figure out first, let's state that what is that you want. Okay, I want this pain to go away. That could be what you want. That could be a goal. Emotionally, it could be, I want to be confident, or I want to be a CEO of my company. That could be a goal too. So what is getting in the way? We figure out the emotion, energy. Emotionally, it could be, I am not good enough. Like I said, there's a zip code, there's a location within your body. We tap into that energy and see where that came from. So there's a way to figure out where this came from and work with it. And we can be able to unblock this. So there's 3 ways to do this. You can come to me. I can do the acupuncture, but that's not feasible. That's not possible for people who live in Iceland. I have a client who lives in Iceland, and he cannot travel to come and see me every week. So we do Chi Mastery through online. 2, we can do this through body awareness, which I call Qigong movement. There are Qigong. movement. I think we are talking about a lot of different things. TJ, you're opening up for many different subjects for me to talk about. Maybe I'm going all over the place. You have to help me bring back to the center.
It's all a part of it.
Thank you. There are different ways to open up the meridians. You can do acupuncture. Second, you can do it through movement. This is where all the martial arts actually came from, trying to open up the meridian or acupressure points in the body. In ancient time, thousands of years ago, when they moved their arms a different way, they realized, oh, wait a minute, when I twist this arm this way, this long meridian is opening up. When I twist arm this way, my large intestine meridian open up. This is how Qigong, Tai Chi, Kung Fu, Karate all actually stem from. So moving your body on a regular basis help you to open up the meridians. And there are some specific exercise and movement which I have it on my website. And the third is through visualization and guided meditation. And that is also part of Qi mastery system that I guide people to tap into that energy and open up the blockages.
Okay. So what role do the meridians play in transforming patterns tied to money, love, and...
Let's go back to what I talked about. So I start with the people, what they want. That is the goal. Okay, I want to be a CEO. Let's say I want to be a billionaire. Let's say that is the goal, right? That's where you want to go. And this is where you're at. And there is a gap there. Gap is usually caused by blockages. Blockages sometimes can be fears or doubts or certain repeated thought patterns. Sometimes people know that patterns. Sometimes people do not know. But this is what's getting in the way of get to where you want to go. And as I told you, if it's a negative thoughts, negative feeling, negative emotion, there's a location within the body. And we work on that location. We work on that zip code. And there's a way to work on it and navigate this, work with this to get to where you want to go through Qi mastery system, visualization, and guided meditation. And oftentimes, those blockages were there for a long time. I found that most of them came from our childhood. And it started very innocently trying to protect ourselves. And once we start having relationship with it, work with and having different relationship and communicating, then we can be able to unblock it and get to this point. So ideally, if you have a specific goal, the best way to work on it, and I tell them to come to see me. So we do all this all at the same time in Sedona, Arizona. But there's also a way to do this through visualization and meditation and body awareness and somatic work. When we start to tap into the body, you can be aware of the energy within your body, especially if you have a dominant, let's say, if you have a dominant emotion right now, whatever that might be. It could be, if it's a dominant heavy emotion, let's say fear. Earlier, I gave you example of I'm not good enough. There's a location within the body, and there's a way to work through this, work with this. And eventually you'll be able to see that even though the negative you want to get rid of all your life is trying to help you in some way.
So how do you adapt your system for different nervous systems profiles, such as, say, for example, high achievers versus trauma survivors?
I always work with people, if high achievers, I want to be a CEO of my own company. People who have sufferings from certain trauma, they are also inflicted with that thoughts. And we work with that thoughts. And all those has energetical signature and location within the body. And we tap into that energy spot, location within the body, and we start having communication with that. And all the spots, all the meridians, all the acupressure points trying to tell us something. And earlier I told you that liver, gallbladder, the emotion is anger. And that runs side of the body. Kidney and bladder, the emotion is fear. Runs back of the body next to the spine. So this is why fear has a relationship to oftentimes relationship to back pain or low back pain. So I always work with what people want.
Do you have a 2-minute practice that listeners could try today to shift any emotional overload that you could share?
Yes. Very quick one. Earlier I told you about the movement in Tai Chi and Qigong. This is one of the very simple, basic Qigong movement for emotions. So wood organ is liver gallbladder, and their emotion is anger. And its movement to open up and release this is this.
Yes.
And you have to do it slowly. If you feel like, I recommend everyone who's watching this just try it. If it doesn't work, call me. Let me know. If you feel like you have so much anger, you don't know what to do with, and it's just consuming you, just do this for a few minutes. Just breathe in deeply, raise up your arm, stretch your side. So stretch this side.
Yeah.
And do both sides because meridians are bilateral. It runs both sides of the body.
Yeah.
Basically opening
Yeah,
the
right.
channel.
So you're stretching straight up and just sort of leaning over to stretch that side,
Yes.
and then doing the other side
And you
as well.
can do this sitting down or
Okay, so
standing
that's easy.
up.
I've just got to describe that for the people that are listening only too.
Yes. It's liver gallbladder, emotion is anger.
Yeah, right. So that's a good way to clear anger.
Yeah. And also there are other
Nice.
emotions, but maybe we can talk about it other times.
So in this feedback system, which is our body, and the healing method that you're sharing, what language or self-talk can disrupt the body's natural healing response?
Anything that's heavy, anything that's not natural, anything that's not natural creates heaviness within the body. Do you know that neuroscience found out that energetical signature within the body that related to specific emotion only stays in the body for 90 seconds? As long as you don't
Right.
identify with it or judge it, it will pass through. But if you
Wow.
identify with it, judge it, it stays. And
Get stuck in your
usually,
frequencies.
yes. Usually humans are the only ones do that. Animals are very good at let that pass through. If you see any animals fighting in the nature, they're like trying to kill each other. After it's done, they shake it away and they just peacefully move away from each other. Humans are the only one who hold on to it. Stay in that energy and stay in that thought. That ended up creating the energetical blockages within the body. If you just let it be as a energy signature, just without any judgment, it will just dissipate within 90 seconds.
Yeah. Such a simple process if you just know.
Yeah.
Is there a simple habit that bridges meditation into real-time choices at work or home?
I think that since I've been trying to guide people to do meditation for many decades, and I've heard all different complaints. Like my mind's monkey mind. There's no way I can do this. It's not possible. There's too many things to do. Not having enough time it's not true. We can have 15-20 minutes out of the day. Out of 24 hours a day, you can definitely make that. But I can understand that it's not easy. We definitely need some discipline in the beginning. And when you start feeling the energy, when you start noticing the changes in your body through your breath, and you start noticing your thought and patterns and things like that, more than anything, when you start noticing the energy changes within your body, you will start actually having fun with it to the point that that's all you want to do. But until that point,
Yeah.
we need a little bit of discipline. Just
Nice.
devote 15, 20 minutes or more a day for 21 days straight. I heard that 21 days is where kind of any kind of habit can be formed. So if you can be that consistent, you will start making some changes.
Yeah. 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 So what would happen to somebody at an energetic level when a person finally tells the truth to themselves?
Energetic level, if then they finally telling the truth to themselves. Wow. Recently, it sounds strange to people, but I got a message from my mom. My mom passed away a year ago. She said, be true to yourself. And that is the way to where you want to go. And I thought, I have been true to myself, but there's other layer. There's a deeper layer. Being true to yourself is completely being authentic as who you are. And when people are true to themselves, I think they start having awareness. And I always say that awareness is beginning of everything. Awareness is beginning of healing. Awareness is beginning of everything you want to do. And when you become true to yourself, you start having awareness of your thoughts, your patterns, and what's going on. And then after awareness, change comes. We want other people to change. We want world to change. We are hoping and waiting for other people to change or world to change because we think that if you change or the world change or government change, my life will be so much better. But the truth is we have to change, right? And change starts with our awareness. But what starts awareness, I think, is being true to who you are. I hope that answers your question.
It does. It does. Being true to who you are is the best path.
Yeah.
What is the difference between releasing energy and repressing emotion?
Earlier, I said that humans are the only one who hold on to the negative thoughts rather than let it be and to let that pass through. I mean, even scientifically and energetically, quantum physically has been proven that it will just pass by if you don't hold on to it with thoughts. So when the energy thought is heavy, it creates a denseness within the body. I always say, try not to do because when you're in that patterns of negative thoughts, it's very hard to get out of it. And I always say, try not to do these four things. Don't judge it. Don't identify with it. Don't suppress it. Don't try to actively get rid of it. When you do any of this, you're literally giving power to that thought. And that thought is creating the blockages and denseness within the body. But we do this. We identify with it. We judge it. We're trying to suppress it because it doesn't feel good. So we're trying to suppress it. And we're trying to actively get rid of it. When you catch yourself doing any of these four things and just let that go, it's like holding on to something in rope and just letting it go. And thoughts are not you. We identify ourselves with the thought. Thoughts are not you. Thoughts are just thoughts. It's like the cloud passing by in the sky. And when you don't let yourself fall into this four, you'll just pass through. Make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Just had a vision of like trying to grab a cloud and how pointless that is. So what role does joy play in stabilizing change so that it sticks?
It's interesting. In Western culture, it's like we are chasing joy. I do that too. I totally get it. But based on five element theory, you will see joy is one of the emotion that you have to harmonize. So we believe that too much of that also create imbalance within the body. So the place where we want to get to is like it's like a Zen meditation Buddhism. It's like the pond without nothing thrown into it, quiet, no wave.
Neutral.
Joy is something that we can work with it, but too much of it can damage your heart and pericardium based on Oriental medicine.
Yeah, wow. Okay.
But this is a very important emotion, I believe, is that we can utilize to change our energy. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't have it. You have to work with it. But when we are truly joyful, that's the shift of energy from wherever energy to joy, we can utilize it. But the ultimate place where we want to get to is that the peace. But when you stay in joy, when you know how to work with it, that's when the manifestation, that's where the creation happens. But you cannot always be that. It's like a do and be. You have to do both do and be. We can get lost in do. Like I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this. But when you in be, which is joy, you can utilize these two. Because be joyful brings creativity, intuition, inspiration, but you cannot be doing all the time. It's like male and female energy. This do is more of the masculine energy. B is more of a feminine energy. So you got to use both, but you cannot be always in this energy all the time. We both have testosterone and estrogen in the body. We have to just find a way to bring that in balance. But joy is the gateway to inspiration and creation. But don't get lost in there. Find a way to balance between doing and being.
When you're working with people, what resistance shows up early and how do you meet it compassionately yet firmly?
Everything, I believe, like I said, have any kind of reaction. Any reaction is a gateway to where we want to go. So way I look at it is nothing's obstacles. It's just something that presented to us open and something to look at. There's no such a thing as reaction, no such a thing as obstacle, as long as you don't react. Reaction is what's within me, not what's outside. When we get to find the place of peace, the reaction stops. But when you have a reaction, it is trying to tell us something. So it's actually something, it's a gift for us to bring us to the place where we want to get to.
Is there any practices that successful clients do between sessions that accelerates their results?
Earlier, I told you that any dense and negative energy and emotion has a location within the body, right? Let's say, I am not good enough. It has a location within the body. And also there's a location, that's an energetic location within the body that's something opposite to that. What is opposite of I am not good enough? I am good. I am powerful. Let's say that is the opposite. There is a location within the body.
Yeah.
Let's say I am a warrior. There is an energetic location within the body. Let's say I am not good enough is right here. Oftentimes people find that in the throat chakra, heart chakra, or second chakra. Let's say I'm not good enough, they're located here. And when I ask them, I am powerful, where is it in your body? They might say it's in my heart chakra. And you can access that within you during your meditation whenever you need. You can actually feel it. When you say, I am not good enough, you feel it there. And when you ask them, what is opposite to it? Everyone's definition different. Let's say, I am powerful. Then you ask them, where is that in your body? Right away, they can locate that. And you can access it.
What is the most surprising outcome you've seen in someone's life using your system?
I see all kinds of success. It could be in a relationship, it could be in business, it could be as simple as finding their vision and goals in their lives. It could be just simple as like one of the clients he wanted to be a CEO of his company. He was fairly young, but that was his goal. And he thought that could happen after maybe 15 or 20 years. And I asked him, when do you actually want it? So if I get that right now, that would be great. Well, let's do that. So that's something like that. Yeah, whatever goal, whatever that you want to achieve in your life, we can work on it. But oftentimes, what you really, really want is something right behind what you're trying to get to. Let's say, I want to marry this beautiful girl. I want to marry this beautiful girl. Like he was just consumed by like, I want her. But what he really wanted was right behind it. And that is what's always within us already. And strange enough, when you get to access that within you, the external stuff just come to you easily. Because when you align with that energy, universe has no choice but to give that to you. Because ultimately what we want is the state of energy. And the physical stuff is so easy after that. You know, I want to be a CEO of my company. Why do you want it? Actually was it, but this particular person is a safety. And when we access that, when we find that within the body, he tapped into it all the time. And that external experiences match to that emotional state. Does that make sense?
It does, yeah. Yeah, it does,
Yeah.
completely.
So if we don't find that within us, we're going to continuously looking for things outside. Like one good example is one of the actors
Yes.
that I work with. He just wanted to get some kind of Emmy award, and that's what he wanted. And I keep telling him, what do you want? This Emmy award, what do you want is right behind this. Let's access it. Like, no, I don't want to. I don't even want to look at it. Like, I want this. I remember he told me once he got the award, he brought it home and put it on a mantle, and he just started sobbing because he didn't feel any difference.
Yeah, right. Do you recognize what was driving him then?
Yeah, what he wanted was something much deeper, and it wasn't something external either. But he had to experience that to know, because he was just completely consumed by it. So, okay, let's just work on that. But that's all of us. We get lost in externals. Let's say it could be a car, it could be a house, whatever that might be. What we want is the state of being. And that state of being, that energy is already within us. This is why I see each person being so powerful, because they already have that. They already have that. This is why I see such a wholeness in everybody. And I see such a perfection in everybody, because it's already within them. We just have to find the way to get to there. And then the world match to that vibration and bring everything that we want. But ultimately, that one. So we get lost in having and wanting, right? I want to have this. I want to do this. I want to have this. I want to do this. I want to have this. I want to do this. Have, do this. Have, do. Have, do. I want to do this. I want to have this so I can do this. I can. When you really ask what's behind it, so what do you want to? What do you think that you will be? And this is the state, energetical state. I think I will be final. So it's the be. That is the key. But we reverse that. If I can have this, I can do this, and I can finally be. So we just have to bring the be part here. And I think this is the practice of meditation that helps us to bring from here to here. You can be, then you naturally be able to have, and then naturally be able to do.
That's a really good point to end on. I think that was really nice and clear. Thank you so much. It's really good to have you on the show today and all that you shared. And how can listeners find you and your work?
You can go to my website. Currently, I'm having some issue in my website, banyalim.com, or you can email me at support@banyalim.com. Support@banyalim.com.
Okay, I'll place that detail.
Yeah, I offer all your audience to have a free clarity session with me. If they mention CJ, they can have a free clarity session with me.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. All right, Banya, thank you so much for your time. I'll just say goodbye to everyone.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, CJ.
Banya's sense of calm and peace really came through in this episode, and her understanding of the meridian systems and balancing the body to bring us back into complete coherence was really nice and clear as expressed by her. Thank you to Banya for coming on the show. And if you enjoyed today's show and you're on a podcast app, give us 5 stars. That'd be very nice. And if you're on YouTube, like and subscribe. And now, if you like this sort of thing and you'd like to learn more about, say, healing from different modalities, you can watch this episode.